Hey, I just went to my brother's house, sat and talked with him for about an hour and a half, and then I went into the grocery store and got me a container of watermelon, ate that, and now I've driven to the other side of the parking lot to make this video. So this past Sunday, the sermon was about, well, it was about prayer. We went over the Lord's Prayer. But the thing that stuck out, it's hard to talk, I haven't had any coffee. The thing that stuck out the most was about forgiveness. You know, and as the pastor was talking about forgiveness and how important it is and how the Bible basically says that you need to forgive, those who have trespassed against you. You need to forgive people for their transgressions against you. Or, how can the Lord forgive you, for your transgressions? So it really hit home, and I was starting to think, is there anyone I haven't forgiven? Two people come to mind that I had to forgive. They did horrendous things to me, in my opinion. But I was pretty sure that I'd forgiven them. I mean, I did forgive them, but I wasn't sure at the time if I was sincere or going through the motions. And then I started getting a little nervous about it. So right there at church, I just closed my eyes and I forgave these two people again for the things that they did to me so many years ago. That's the thing, if you hold things inside, it's so bad for you. You need to forgive and find peace in your life. And of course, as a Christian, I believe that's through Jesus Christ. That's the way to find true peace. But then I started thinking, is there anyone else I haven't forgiven? And then like a ton of bricks from heaven, apparently, felt like it fell on me and hit me in the head. The person that I haven't consciously forgiven is me. I realized that all of a sudden, it's like I haven't forgiven myself for certain things, for certain mistakes I've made in the past, maybe things that I did to someone or against someone. And that's where regret comes in, because you dwell on certain things from your past. But I realized that I needed to forgive myself for some things. It's like a burden I've been carrying around for a long time. And I didn't even think of it in the way of you have to forgive others, because it's like forgive others. But what about yourself? It's like I started thinking, all this was going on in my head in church. I know it's terrible, but I was listening to the pastor talk because it was making a very big impression on me. But I was also, these wheels were turning in my head. And I was thinking, you lay down in your bed at night, it's midnight, and you wake up and you're like, did I lock the doors? Are the doors locked? Because, you want to be secure inside your home, which is kind of like your life, your mind. This is the analogy where I'm going with it. And outside is the evil that's always trying to get in, and the bad things, and locking the doors and unlocking the doors. It's almost like you could equate that with forgiveness in a way, that when you forgive, you're keeping the bad out, because if you don't forgive, it's just going to bring a lot of bad into your life. sickness, disease, a lot of stressful thinking, bad feelings, and all this evil stuff. So you want to lock the doors, button up the hatches, keep evil at bay, keep it out there. And that's kind of how the analogy, I mean, it's probably not a good analogy, but it's the only analogy. It's the one that came to me at church. So I'm not going to go against something like that comes to me at church. But I realized by not forgiving the two people, which I did forgive them, like I said a while back, I just wasn't sure if it was sincere, so I wanted to forgive them again. But I also want to forgive myself for certain things that I've done in the past, because you can ask God's forgiveness, which I have, but I haven't forgiven myself for some of these things. And I want to keep the evil at bay, out, because I think it's a necessity, really, to forgive yourself if you want to live a peaceful life. And in a way, it helps you just kind of like move on. Driving a car, you don't want to keep thinking about where you've come from. You want to look ahead. So, anyway, it was just one of those, kind of a revelation to me. I have to think that the Lord was speaking to me in church. So, check your doors. Keep the evil out. Anyway, that's about it. I'm not going to make this very long today. All this probably within a 5-minute time frame rained down on me, just cascaded down on me while I was at church listening to the sermon. And I do believe, like I said, it was a message from God. I need to unburden myself by forgiving myself. So, just think about it. Is there anything you've done in your past that you regret and wish you wouldn't have done? And have you forgiven yourself for that? Because you need to. We're all just human. We make mistakes. Anyway, I'm going to go home, see what the family's up to. It's a hot day, actually. I'm looking forward to the fall this year. Usually the fall is kind of like one of those, I like the beginning because the beautiful colors and the weather starts to cool down, but then when the leaves fall and everything looks like skeletons, all the trees are kind of ugly in my opinion and dead, like life is gone, it feels like. I don't like that. And then I also know that winter is coming, it's right around the corner, and I definitely don't like that. Yeah. I mean, the cool weather, yeah, bring it on. I want the cool weather, even the cold weather. There's nothing like opening the back 2 doors of my van, opening them up, snow falling outside, and I'm in the back sitting making fresh, hot coffee. I look forward to that. Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And, God loves you. Yeah, I'll see you soon.